In the heart of Abeokuta, nestled between ancient rocks and rustling trees, lived the respected couple, Tunde and Kemi. On the surface, theirs was the kind of union people envied. Tunde, a striking man with a confident gait and eyes that sparkled with wit, ran a booming textile trade across Ogun State. He was often seen in crisp agbadas, his smile winning over traders and chiefs alike. Kemi, on the other hand, was a graceful woman, quiet, observant, and deeply spiritual. She ran a modest herbalist shop passed down from her grandmother, known across town for her ancestral remedies and deep knowledge of charms and spiritual matters. To neighbors and passers-by, they were the portraits of harmony, wealth, wisdom, and wonder all under one roof. But behind the heavy gates of their compound, cracks had begun to form. Tunde had changed. He grew distant, no longer offering the warm kisses he used to plant on Kemi's forehead, no longer making excuses to rush home. His phone buzzed at odd hours. His laughter, once comforting, now rang hollow, and there were whispers. Market women talked, cleaners gossiped. Kemi had things she couldn't ignore. But she was no ordinary woman. She had seen spirits, battled shadows, and healed broken minds. She didn't shout. She didn't cry. She observed. She waited. And then she acted. One misty morning, Kemi tied her wrapper tight, picked up a small calabash filled with kola nuts and dried herbs, and journeyed deep into the forest, beyond the last footpath, to a thatched hut hidden beneath the roots of an ancient iroko tree. There lived Iyaorun, the old seer. Few had ever dared disturb her. It was said she spoke to the ancestors with her dreams and saw truths even the gods feared. Iyaorun peered at Kemi with faded eyes that seemed to look through her soul. "You don't need to say it," she said, voice rough like dry leaves. "Your husband shares his fire with another. But you want more than proof, don't you? You want truth, the kind that cannot be denied." Kemi nodded, clutching her wrapper. Iyaorun mixed roots, whispered chants, and handed her a small brown charm tied with red thread. "This charm will expose deceit," she said. "When it happens, all will see. But remember, once you call on the truth, there is no turning back. The spirits will demand a price." Kemi accepted the charm with trembling hands. She returned home, placed it under Tunde's pillow, and waited. Weeks passed. Tunde grew bolder, careless even. One afternoon, claiming a business trip, he drove to a hidden guest house on the outskirts of town. His companion, a much younger woman named Ngozi, whose beauty was known in whispers, a university dropout with dreams of marrying rich and living soft. Inside the room, music played faintly, perfume mixed with sweat. They kissed, they touched, but just as their passion reached its height, something strange happened. A sudden chill swept the room. Then with a jolt, their bodies locked. Literally, limbs tangled unnaturally, hips, hands, mouths bound together. They couldn't speak, they couldn't move. Tunde's eyes widened in horror. Ngozi tried to scream, but only gasps came out. They groaned, panicked, struggling against invisible ropes. Minutes felt like hours. Then a knock. The cleaner entered and let out a blood-curdling scream. By evening, the guest house was no longer hidden. Word spread like wildfire across Abeokuta. A crowd gathered, whispering, laughing, praying. And through the crowd walked Kemi. She was dressed in white, her head tied with a gele so neat it could cut glass. Her expression was calm, almost royal. In her hand, she carried a leather pouch, the same one Iyaorun had given her. When Tunde saw her, shame swallowed his pride. His voice, trembling and hoarse, found its way through clenched jaws. Kemi, please forgive me. Help us, I am wrong. Kemi said nothing at first. Then she turned and walked away, only to return moments later with the charm. She knelt, placed it before them, and whispered ancient words known only to her bloodline. A soft wind stirred, though the air was still. And then, snap, the spell broke. Tunde and Ngozi fell apart, gasping, scrambling for clothes. Murmur filled the air. But as Tunde turned to speak, the sky rumbled. A single loud crack of thunder shook the earth, though not a cloud dotted the sky. Kemi froze. Iyaorun's warning returned, clear and cold. There can be no return without a price. Suddenly, Tunde clutched his chest. His knees buckled. Kemi, he tried to speak, but the words dissolved. And then he collapsed, lifeless. Ngozi screamed in terror. The crowd fell silent. Kemi stood frozen, not in triumph, not in satisfaction, but in stunned disbelief. Her heart cracked open. She hadn't wished him dead. She wanted only the truth. But the spirit had taken its prize. And in the air silence, Iyaorun's voice echoed in her mind once more. The truth is a blade. It cuts both ways. Kemi dropped to her knees, tears spilling down her cheeks. She pressed her hands together and whispered, I only wanted the truth, not this. Enjoyed this story? Ensure to like, subscribe and tap the notification bell for more intriguing stories.